And in our top business story, Abu Dhabi's cruise sector is on course to see a record number of ships and passengers this year. That's according to the Abu Dhabi Tourism and Culture Authority. The authority has stated that it expects the annual growth rate to exceed more than 10%, following a highly successful 2015-16 season, as well as a strong start to the new season, which will be the longest that Abu Dhabi has ever held. The rise in projected passenger figures, currently estimated at 250,000 passengers this season, is to reach 450,000 by 2020 and 808,000 by 2025, which is due to a series of initiatives to develop the cruise sector and has been identified as a primary niche product in the Emirates' economic diversification. During the season, which runs from October through to June, Abu Dhabi received more than 10 ship calls for the first time ever and also welcomed more than 228,000 passengers. Abu Dhabi reported 94 ship calls and 200,000 passengers in the previous season. That's compared to just 35,000 passengers and 29 ship calls 10 years ago. It was also noted that further increases in passenger numbers are expected in upcoming cruise seasons, as Abu Dhabi is poised to become the regional hub for halal cruising. The Dubai Business Women Council announced its partnership with the United Nations Global Compact UAE Local Network. That was at a press conference this morning. Over the last 15 years, the Dubai Business Women Council has carried out various works to support professional women in Dubai through strategic education and training and development throughout its collaborative network. The new partnership will build on the efforts of the DBWC and will support the UN Women Empowerment Principles in relation to gender balance as a part of the UNGC UAE local network's commitment to the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. The DBWC will incorporate the Global Advocacy Programme, which supports anti-corruption, human rights, labour standards and environmental practice. Significant progress has been made under the guidance of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, towards the participation of Gulf women in society. Through the initiatives such as UAE Gender Balance Council, which was formed earlier this year, 17.5% of women's participation in the UAE's Federal National Council, the 2-to-1 female-male ratio of the public sector workforce, and 20,000 female entrepreneurs in the country. The partnership will see the Dubai Business Women Council actively promote UNGC principles of equal opportunity, inclusion and non-discrimination in respect of employment and occupation, contributing towards the UAE Vision 2021 objective, which is to see the Emirates rank as one of the world's top 25 countries for gender balance.
The larger vision is that to continue the training, to continue observing the number of the ladies who are joining Dubai Business Women Council, to give them the best of the best. And I think the training side of it and having every month the Majlis side of it, how to train the businesswomen, how to look after their businesses, what business plans do they need to do, how to follow up with their businesses. I think this is what we are going to continue on doing. And then by initiating this initiative with the United Nations Global Compact, I think it is going to give the businesswomen the opportunity really to have more interacting with the business ladies who are outside in more than 160 countries. And this will widen their thinking of how to run their businesses, how to be part and parcel of the business community, and what are the aims that they want to achieve. And Dubai Business Women Council is always there to really guide the businesswomen to achieve their vision for their future.
As the largest corporate social sustainability initiative in the world with 15,000 members, we in the United Nations Global Compact have done so many initiatives. At policy level, we do a lot of policy dialogues on around the 10 principles of the Global Compact on human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. We do a lot of capacity building training. We do a lot of programs for youth ambassadors to train the young generation to be the ambassadors of sustainability. We have a working group on women empowerment and anti-corruption that works very heavily with different stakeholders. Our aim is to get the private sector and more companies signing on the 10 principles and being part of this club. At the end of the day, if we want our world to be more sustainable by 2030, we need everyone's efforts, private sector, governments, and even the community.
Consumers spent $869 million on toys, games and video games in the UAE in 2015, comprising nearly a third of the Middle East's $2.9 billion retail value for the whole year. Spending in the UAE is estimated to be worth $1.1 billion by 2020, increasing by 6.2% annually, making up 28% of the regional market, which overall will be worth just under $4 billion in the same year. According to EMI, growth rates remain healthy due to rising populations, increasing disposable incomes, as well as a boost in tourism. While at $101 per capita, the UAE is one of the largest spenders per population of toys, games and video games in the world. The figures were released in the lead-up to the Playworld and Paperworld Middle East 2017 trade show, which is set to be launched in March this year in Dubai. Ahmed Powles, the CEO of Messe Frankfurt Middle East, the show's organizer, stated that emerging markets such as the Middle East are driving the global growth in traditional toys and games, while the UAE and the Gulf Cooperation Council are spearheading the upwards regional growth curve. He noted that research indicates that licensed products and remote-controlled toys are leading the way in key growth categories in the Middle East, while in the UAE there's particularly strong demand from tourists towards construction toys reflecting local landmarks such as the Burj Khalifa. More than 3/4 of respondents in the Middle East use virtual job fairs in order to job hunt and submit CVs. That's according to the latest report. A new poll by Bait.com titled Virtual Job Fairs in the MENA found that more than 1/4 of respondents regularly participate in virtual job fairs, and nearly 2/3 who have used virtual job fairs said that they were satisfied with their experience, with 1/4 claiming to be very satisfied. According to respondents, the main advantages of virtual job fairs are easily collecting CVs and tracking candidates, reducing the time and cost to hire, being able to access talent from anywhere without travelling, and increasing a company's reach nationally and regionally at minimal expense. Some of the main disadvantages, however, were technical competence and access to the internet, as well as limited social interaction with employers. A majority of 54.9% of respondents cited finding employment as their main reason for using virtual job fairs, while others include submitting CVs to selected companies, finding internships, talking with representatives of selected companies, hiring new candidates, and gathering information about the labour market.